Crackdown promised on creators of sexually explicit deepfakes and intimate images without consent. We're going to read into this more from Sky News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Sky News with the headline that Crackdown has been promised on creators of sexually explicit deepfakes and intimate images without consent. The move is part of a package of laws being introduced in relation to sexually explicit images after Victims Minister Alex Davies-Jones said 1 in 3 women have been subject to online abuse. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share this across social media so others are notified of this video. Obviously, this is a good thing. I don't think anyone needs to say otherwise. We need to crack down on people using a lot of deep fakes. More and more is this becoming predominant online, and the UK, like every other nation, needs to have laws in place to protect, not just protect women, but protect all people in general from deep fakes. Not just AI content and whatnot, but obviously sexually explicit images as well, which could be used against them as a means to blackmail people as well. That can also be something that could be a great threat to women as well. This needs to be called out. And there may be some companies and brands that may try and use some of these things as well. It's really important that this is dealt with, and it's basically been put down. I am worried that there may be some loopholes there may be some loopholes into this, but I generally hope not. So let's read more into this, guys. So perpetrators who create sexually explicit deepfakes of adults could be prosecuted under new laws being introduced to help protect women and girls. So it's already illegal for such images to be created of children, but the law is now set to cover those over 18 after the Ministry of Justice said the proliferation of these hyper-realistic images have been growing at an alarming rate. So deepfakes are images that have been edited or altered to create a realistic portrayal of a moment that didn't take place. They are usually created using artificial intelligence tools which respond to a prompt by the user. And this is a prime example of it here. So Kelly Jane Beach was horrified when someone turned an underwear brand photograph of her into a nude that was shared online. So basically, someone took her photo because she did work for a brand, and then they basically took it and basically made her turn her into a nude, which is obviously outrageous. Because in a sense, basically taking her body images and photos used online without her consent as well. And both those who create and share sexually explicit deepfake images could be charged under the new law that is set to be introduced. The government has not yet revealed what sentences can be found guilty of the offences that should face. Now, I really do think these should be really, really strong, because we really need to make if they are not strong, if they're too light, people will do it again and again. So they need to be really strong, because what we want to do is deter people from doing them in the first place. That's the main thing. The Labour government has promised in its 2024 general election manifesto that it would make it illegal to create sexually explicit deepfake images. The move is part of a package of laws being introduced in relation to intimate images after Victims Minister Alex Davies-Jones said 1 of 3 women have been victims of online abuse. So under the fresh laws, the capturing of intimate images without consent will be punishable for a prison sentence of up to 2 years. It is already an offence to share or threaten to share an intimate image without consent. However, it is currently only a crime to take an image without consent in certain circumstances such as upskirting. Meanwhile, a new law will also mean those who install equipment with the intent of capturing intimate images without consent could face up to 2 years in prison. Mr. Davies-Jones said it's unacceptable that 1 in 3 women have been victims of online abuse. The demeaning and disgusting forms of chauvinism must not become normalised. As part of our plan for change, we are boring down on violence against women, whatever form it takes. The new offences will help prevent people from being victimised online, and we're putting offenders on notice that they will face the full force of the law. The new laws will be introduced in the government's crime and policing bill, but a date has not been set for when it will be introduced. Last year, a social media influencer and former Love Island contestant, Kelly Jane Beach, 33, was horrified when she discovered someone had used AI to turn her underwear brand photograph of her into a nude, and it was being shared online. The original image had been uploaded to a site that uses software to digitally transform a clothed picture into a naked picture. She told Sky News it looks so realistic, like nobody but me would know. But it was looking at me, but also not me. There shouldn't be such a thing. It's not a colouring book. It's not a bit of fun. It's people identifying and stripping their clothes off. When Miss Beast reported what happened to the police, she struggled to get them to treat it as a crime. They didn't really know what they could do about it, and because the site that hosted the image was global, it said it was out of their jurisdiction. This is the crux of the problem. This last bit here is the big crux of the problem here, because of the internet. This is where you need international cooperation to work on this. It is not enough to just simply do it here in the UK. Yes, I'm glad that we're pushing it here in the UK, but you have to. There needs to be international concessions on this. You know, not just here, but you're gonna like. Here's the thing, right? Some of these websites and some of these things that are going to be doing them are going to be done in, I don't know, like the Middle East or in Asia or in Africa, in other countries, out of the continents, out of where there's more laws and jurisdictions, such as America, or in Europe where there's more laws and strictness on this, or outside of China. They're going to host them in countries where the laws and the governments behind them will not do anything about them. So this is where there needs to be more push and genuine push on an international level, not just here in the UK, but across consensus, across the globe, to crack down on this. There needs to be more cooperation in doing so that not just the police here, but law enforcement and whatnot in other parts are able to deal with it as well. Obviously, one of the other biggest problems is that once an image is put out there, it's almost impossible to track down as well, because it's already been spread across multiple websites, multiple people, and multiple users. Once an image is out there, once it's already been taken and shared across outlets, it's impossible to stop. It's impossible to stop it spreading. That's really, really bad. Because then they'll have this image of them naked out there that is not really what they did, and it's not really it wasn't their consent, and it's been taken against their will, and that's incredibly frightening. It's incredibly frightening to many, many women out there. So to many women who don't do nude or modeling or whatnot, who do this work, and now someone can literally take their image and put them out there completely naked, and they can get away with it. Even with UK laws, they can get away with it because, like they said there, if it's going to be out of their jurisdiction, out of another country, the image is global. How do you track that? How do you find that? This is where we need international cross-party consensus from across the globe in order to deal with this. So what do you guys think? What do you guys make of the situation about AI images? The fact that this can be done and the risks that it poses. Let me know your thoughts on this situation and more down in the comments section below. If you found this video informative and helpful to you, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it, and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, because it really does help support the channel. If you want to go one step further and financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.